Can you hear me, Paul?
Well, good morning. This is Paul Romero with our daily or semi-daily. We skip Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday, but Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Swiss Gold Global, independent business owner, training review, number 10. We're all the way up to number 10. And I see John has joined us on the call. Are you there, John?
Yes, can you hear me?
No. Looks like John is sort of joined us, but he's on he's kind of on mute. There he is. Oh, well, in and out. Anyway, getting down to business. Today is Thursday, August 7th, 2014, and we had another guest speaker on our training call this morning, Richard. And Richard had a great experience today, getting out of his comfort zone, which is something that is a very good concept for today's call for us. Is getting out of your comfort zone, because if you want to accomplish anything in business and in life in general, it's going to require that you step out of your comfort zone. People today get far too comfortable with their situation, with their life, with what they're doing, with what they're living, and deep down inside, realistically, what it all comes down to is the fact that we are inherently opposed to change. We don't like change. Excuse me. Wow, don't know where that came from. No, we don't like change. We don't want to change. We want everything to stay just like it is. And we talk about how everything is energy. And if everything is energy, energy has to change. Energy is constantly moving and evolving and changing. And therefore, change is something that basically is inherent in our life, and something that we should not oppose, but something that we should actually embrace, become accustomed to, become excited to, looking forward to change, opposed to dreading the idea of any possible change that might be coming. So that's a huge little factor there that is a great inhibitor in slowing us down in our quest to move forward in our lives, and in our businesses, and in everything we do, because we want to create something, and then we want to just walk away from it and leave it alone and let it do nothing, or, well, not let it do nothing, but let it continue to perform the way that we had set it up. And with most everything that we do in this world, you get to do it one time as it is right now, and pretty much the next time you come to do it, it's going to be a little bit different because something has changed. So change is a huge factor in our life, and as I was saying, embracing change, looking forward to change, being excited about the changes that are coming, feeling good about change, just that dynamic right there will actually change your life. It'll change your life for the better, because you'll have this positive mental attitude about change, and with this positive mental attitude about change, you will have positive thoughts and ideas about change, which means, once again, going back to the whole idea of your vibration and energy and what you're putting out, what you're exuding from your soul, basically, is now positive energy and not negative energy. And that's really what this all comes down to, is you eliminating negativity out of your life. And the more negativity you eliminate out of your life and out of your mind, really, the more out of your subconscious mind is where the negativity lies, because it's been pounded into us all our lives. We don't even realize how it has come into us all our lives. So going with that, Richard talked about the whole idea of positive energy and not negative. Talking about Jason's mind thing yesterday, and the flight or fight sort of feature that we all have within our minds, that, when we encounter a challenge or possibly a change, we generally take one of two actions. We either jump up and want to fight it and break through it and overcome it, or we want to run from it. And that pretty much right there is the whole idea of embracing the change. If you don't feel strongly about change in a positive way, your first thing that you're going to want to do is just run from it. Forget that. I don't want any part of it. I'm out of here. But if you are a person who is embracing change and excited about change and looking forward to it, when you see a challenge or when you have an obstacle in front of you, you're just going to get out there and boom, you're just going to take it head on. You're going to bull rush it with your head down and try to bust through it. And if it doesn't happen and it knocks you down, you're going to get up, take 10 steps back, and do it again and again and again. So that's the kind of mentality that embracing change can twist your mind from the whole idea of, running away from it, not liking it, to taking it on and enjoying the challenge, looking forward to the challenge of accepting this change and figuring it out and overcoming it. So there's the tie-in right there between what your thought process about change can do for the way that you approach and the way you attack change. And he made a little comment. Richard made a little comment in there about there is no enemy, or if there is no enemy within, then there can be no enemy outside of us, and how our biggest challenges are, ourselves and overcoming, what's in here. That's really going right back to the whole idea of just changing your mentality and your thinking about, change in the world and change in yourself. Embracing it and charging after it and looking forward to it can make all the difference in the world for you. And if you have that attitude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what problems or situations come at us, because it's no longer, the enemy, so to speak. It's welcomed. We're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. It's actually, your enemy becomes your friend. So he told a story about the inventor of Velcro, and this is very interesting. An interesting concept for you guys building your Swiss School Global businesses, and I wanted to go back actually to the whole idea about what I said, that we all want to set something up one time and be done with it and walk away and have it just perpetuate on. And that's actually network marketing is about as close as you can get to doing something like that, because you build an organization from the ground up on a very small scale one time, and once you achieve a certain level, your network is off on its own, so to speak. You don't have to come back to it at any point in time ever, and it's just going to keep on going and keep on going and keep on going to a certain extent. I mean, you can't guarantee that, of course. I mean, your network could run into people who, eventually don't get it the right way and aren't passing it on the right way, and, it could eventually fizzle out. But for the most part, setting up a network marketing organization and getting it off the ground is about as close as you can come to doing something one time and having it perpetuate, especially something that you can do one time and having it perpetuate that pays you on a regular basis. So the inventor of Velcro, you know, he invented a great product, but he's not the guy that sold it. He's not the guy that had to go out there and say, you know, hey, here's my product, here's my Velcro, come buy my Velcro, look at this great company, look at all that it can do, yada, yada, yada. No, all he did was he went to 5 different top industry leaders where he thought that Velcro, his product, could be useful in what they were already doing. And he presented his product to just these 5 people in these 5 major industries, and guess what? They're the ones who went out and did all the work for him and promoted the Velcro and made him, you know, a multimillionaire, multi-billionaire. Who knows what he is today? But do you see where I'm going with that? That's the exact same way that we set up our Swiss Gold Global network marketing organization. You know, we talk about 5 people, and you only need to get 5 people. And then what are these 5 people going to do? They're going to go out and they're going to do the work for you to promote your product. And the people that they get are going to go out and do the work for them to promote, quote, their product. And each new person that comes in, the product becomes theirs. It's not, I mean, it's still, of course, it's Swiss Gold Global's ultimate product, but it is your product. So it's not like you have to go out and say, hey, this guy's got a great product and I'm selling it. That's not how it works. When you join Swiss Gold Global, or when a new person joins Swiss Gold Global, it becomes their product, and all they have to do is show people, hey, this is what I have, this is what I'm doing. You should check it out. There's a huge difference in that. You know, when it's yours, all you have to do is share it. When it's somebody else's, then you have to sell it. And that's kind of the difference between a network marketing organization and, of course, like a direct sales organization. And that's the difference with how network marketing works on a scale where, as I mentioned, where you can set this up one time and sort of walk away from it. Now, network marketing is all built around sponsoring your people, which means when you sponsor somebody, you're there for them, you are providing for them, you are helping them along the way to achieve what it is they want to achieve. So in reality, you're going to be tied to your organization, and if you want it to perpetuate on, you know, indefinitely, you're going to have to put a little effort into it here and there, make an appearance, and show people that that this does work and how to do it the right way and that sort of thing. Because, as I said, you know, just like the old little game where you whispered a story into one kid's ear, and then he whispered it into the next kid's ear, and then she whispers it into the next kid's ear, and then, you know, 5 kids down the line, they tell the story, which is completely different from the original story. If you just let it go, you know, you're going to likely have something like that potentially happen within your organization, which could cause it to fizzle out. So that, I mean, you're always going to be having to input a little bit of something, but I mean, the amount of effort that you're going to have to put in once you build your organization and get it started and off the ground and going is, you know, and besides that, it becomes fun. Hey, John, did you make it?
I've been here the whole time. Can you hear me?
No, I don't think you have been here the whole time. But I do hear you now. So, well, were you on the call this morning?
I did. I was on the call.
What are your thoughts of Mr. Richard's presentation there?
I think you summed it up very nicely. I do want to add one thing that Richard mentioned, and that was coming out of the comfort zone. I think that was like my most important takeaway of today, is that, you know, it took a lot for someone to, for him to do this call this morning, and I understand the feeling as when we first started doing these training calls and when we actually had the opportunity to first host our 20-minute phone calls, that it was something that I was uncomfortable with because it was something that was different. But discomfort isn't actually a bad thing. It's just a sign that you're growing. So I think it's important for people to realize that, hey, if this is something I want to do, is create a Swiss Global organization. And as you said, it's something that you can kind of do once and receive a residual income from, each person you set up one.
Oh, I think I lost you again. Just chime in if you're there, because I just totally lost your voice line, and I never have had you on. Are you there again?
I'm back again. It dropped me, but basically that threw me off my train of thought. But I just wanted to say my biggest takeaway today is that it's very important for people to, in order to grow themselves, to embrace that feeling of discomfort as a sign of growth, and that to be successful in this business and in a lot of areas of life, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, talking about stepping out of your comfort zone, for those first calls that we did in replacement of Jeff when he went out of town a few weeks ago. Just elaborate a little bit on how uncomfortable it was for you just to make the volunteering of actually doing it, to volunteer to step out of your comfort zone. How uncomfortable was that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, when I was listening in on the phone call, that first phone call where Jeff had mentioned that he needed people to step up and take over a call, I was kind of in the energy already, so my reaction was, can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, okay. My instant reaction was kind of to pass on to embrace the opportunity as something, yes, absolutely, I've got to do this. But the minute I got off the phone call and my, lower self and that little mind chatter coming in and just filling your head with all the reasons why you shouldn't do it, like, oh, you don't have enough experience, you've never done something like this before, and all that blah, blah, blah that goes on. That's part of what we're on these calls to talk about, is learning how to become a warrior and block out that chatter and counteract that negative energy, so to speak, with overwhelming positivity. So I made it inevitable, and I just texted Jeff like right then and there. I sent him a text to basically assure myself and the universe that I was going to host one of those calls. I made it inevitable. So, that's a whole other concept we could talk about, is inevitability thinking. But I basically took an action to ensure that I would take the next action, which would be making and stepping up onto the phone call.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's comforting, but I put myself in a position that I couldn't change my mind last minute, because I guess the pain of the inaction would far outweigh the discomfort of just stepping out of my zone and doing it. But I think it's important for people to, like I said, step out of their comfort zone, but maybe in the beginning, why it's not second nature to do so, you kind of think of a way to put yourself in a situation where stepping out becomes an inevitable thing.
Yeah, exactly. And, here again, what is it that keeps us within our comfort zone? And that's kind of where I took the call this morning, was the fact that, we don't like change so much that we want everything to remain the same. And that's what our comfort zone is. We get to a certain level in life, in our business, in whatever it is that we're experiencing, and we get to that level, and then we're just like, hey, this isn't bad. I kind of like it here. You know what? And we get so comfortable with that we just absolutely don't want anything to change from that. And that's a dangerous avenue to go down, because once you get on that road, life is changing around you. Everything is changing around your business. Things are moving forward. And if you're comfortable, you're basically, you've pulled it over to the side of the road and stuck it in park and said, hey, I like it here. And the world's still going on down the road, and you're going to get left behind. So that's where I was going with the fact that you have to be a person that's willing to embrace change. You have to look forward to the change. You have to want the change to come. You have to be excited about, hey, man, I'm going to go out there and make the next change, because that's the only way you ever continue moving forward and get ahead. And the only way to do all of that when it's revolved around change is to step out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
So it looks like we've run out of time here, John. So unfortunately, you've got about 3 minutes worth of activity in on the call today. So you want to lead us in our exit strategy here, which is the Napoleon Hill prayer, and we'll be on our way to tomorrow's call.
That sounds good. Well, everybody have a continuous great week, and we'll be back here on this Google Hangout tomorrow morning at 7:45, and hopefully we can work out whatever bugs keep infecting us on these calls. I was here the whole time, Paul, but I don't know that I was able to participate, and then all of a sudden there at the end, the last 5 minutes or so, I was able to jump in. So I don't know what's going on, and we'll definitely work on getting that figured out so that we can make these calls totally awesome and hash out all the wrinkles. But everybody have a great week. You as well, Paul. And I'll lead us in our prayer, which is, O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom, with which to make wiser use of the riches you gave me at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I might desire. All right. Thank you, everybody, and have a great week.
All right, guys. That's it. Have a great